And we are live. Mic check, mic check. Looks pretty good. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Bronze Dragon Saturday Morning Stand Up, number 99. This is the 99th Saturday Morning Stand Up dedicated to Splinterlands coverage. That's a little bit more than 2 years worth. So I've hit it every Saturday afternoon. There's been a few times we took off due to an operation or whatever. Speaking of operations, I had a root canal this week, and my gums are still sore. But I think I'm back up and running. So just let me know in chat what you've been doing in Splinterlands this week. I pulled up my main account, and I had it seems to work out this way for some reason every week. Whenever we hit the time for the live stream, I have a challenge, or I've leveled up. And if you're relatively new to the game, or maybe just getting into the game, whenever you go up a level, then you get some chests, which has been a relatively new re-addition back to the game within the last few months. There was a long section there where we really didn't get any kind of random chests unless you bought them from the store. So anyway, we'll jump into chat. Let's just go ahead and check out what I have unlocked. Leave in chat what you want to talk about, what you've been up to in Splinterlands this week. I've done a few things, and we'll talk about that. Let's just go ahead and see what I got. So there's a good selection of chests there. Let's just go ahead and claim rewards. Go ahead and use potions because I have plenty of potions. We'll check chat, see what everybody's doing after we see what I get here. Let's just go ahead and reveal all. Talk Tag Conscript, Nimbleduck Explorer, few energy, and yeah, not a whole lot. It seems like for the most part, these level up chests that I don't get much of anything. I can't look back since they've started and say, wow, I got a legendary or even an epic. You know, I do, I guess, from time to time get rares, but most of the time it's potions and merits. But that will help me. The merits will help me because I'm getting closer to my goal of being able to do 100 Gladius case opening. Let me see where I'm at now. I am at 94. So we can go back here and go to the guild shop and buy. That's enough for one more. And plus, I haven't spent anything from the previous season just ending here a few days ago. So I should be able to, so that makes me up to 95. This week, I should be able to do my 100 Gladius case opening, which I've been saving up for quite a while. And if you're following, my energy drink of choice today is the classic energy drink, the original energy drink, coffee. To keep these old bones rolling. Let's see what's going on in chat. Crypto Beaver's here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Bananas is here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Supreme Victory Studios is here. Says, hey, KGM Jams in the house. Says, what's up, Bronze Dragon and everyone? Wibble's here with the big wee. Hope all are well. I'm doing better. I had it, like I said, I had my tooth operated on this week, and I've been recovering. It went well. I mean, he was about the best dentist I've had to operate on my teeth over the years. Not a whole lot of pain, but I'm still having to eat soft foods. Having to get back in with my other dentist, my regular dentist, to get the... they just put a temporary cap on the where they drilled in, so the regular dentist has to put a full, a full cavity filling in there, or a full filling in there. So waiting on that, and I can't eat much. Everything I eat has to be mushy, which is being harder to put up with than the actual operation on my tooth. I know you didn't tune in to hear about my teeth, but that's what went on this week in my life. The People's Guild is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Long time no see, everyone. Gathering the Magic is here. Welcome. Good morning. Banana says, I'm going all in on survival mode. I figured survival mode would be one of the biggest topics today. You know, I'm not going in on survival mode. It's not to say I'm not going to play it maybe a few times, but I just don't have the I don't have a whole lot of summoners. You know, let's look at the as we all know, when you get into play, if you're relatively new to the game, the name of the game is you really have to have a good selection of summoners, right? And to play survival mode, that is the way I think is going to be the highly limiting factor. How many summoners you have and what level you have them. I have a lot of summoners at like level 1 just because I opened them in a pack or something or other over the years. And some I bought for specific purposes. But to tell you the truth, the main ones I use are my Chaos Legion ones and, you know, my rewards ones, you know. So that is going to be my limiting factor on playing in that new mode. But we can go ahead and talk about it. Let's go back to play. Okay, so let's see what everybody's saying. Gathering says April, May can't get here fast enough. You know what? Over the years, I've watched various people making videos about Splinterlands, and it seems like we're always looking to the future. It's not what's right now. It's always like tomorrow it'll be better. So I agree. April, May will be a lot of stuff going on with the new card set coming out and the old Chaos Legion cycling out. There's going to be a huge change. 1.75 is going live in land, which is the big thing I'm looking at because I've been considering buying a few more plots of land. Mainly because I think I'm sitting in 18 and it would really make me feel better, my brain feel better if I was at 20, a nice round number, you know. Yeah, I have 18, so I need 2 more, and I've been considering a few. I'm not going to say I'm live on air because I'm considering buying a couple this week. But we can talk about that as well. I did this week. I also beefed up some of the plots of land I have by adding a few workers. But like we know, and I saw you were chatting over in Discord a few minutes ago. The cards that you and I are using on our land, which are the gold foil epic cards. Well, let me step back. I'm trying a new way with my lands. The greatest portion of my lands are staked out with max level gold foil commons and some rares, but I'm trying a new strategy, which Gathering started talking about on his videos, which was using the gold foil epics, so you can spend much less DEC as far as staked. And I've been trying that, but if you've been watching the market, the prices of gold foil epic Chaos Legion cards per BCX have just started going up, and the liquidity card, I think the liquidity on any cards has really gone down lately, especially if you're looking at Rebellion, trying to beef up your deck for, you know, the changeover in Modern. You know, cards are just going fast, and you look around, you're looking for a particular card. I saw Blaze had mentioned this over on X the other day. Something to the tune, and don't quote me, but something to the tune of, I think he said he's trying to max out this one card, and there just weren't enough copies, enough BCX on the market to support that, so it was making him feel a little bit scared. Maybe it was Dehota. It was one of those guys that posts on X a lot, but I check in on X a few times a day, and I don't want to get into the whole discussion about X versus, you know, other platforms. It seems like Splinterlands has chosen to go heavy on X, so there's a lot of posting on it and everything. So I check in once in a while and do a few posts, like whenever I drop a new video or something or other. Okay, Supreme Victory Studio says, I'm pretty sure I can speak for the entire community that we do appreciate the fact that they added those chests back in. Yeah, let's make them a little spicy now. Yeah, I think everybody likes to open a random chest once in a while, right? It's pretty cool. I like both sides, right? I like being able to go into the shop and choose what I want to. I'm getting towards the top end of maxing out my commons and some of my rares and even my epics. I haven't worked on my legendary so much. I like I like doing this. I haven't done the gold foils like Gathering does for his lower level accounts, which are good value. I have spent a significant amount on the merits as well, but I do like having the random chests once in a while. And given some, it's my thought that those gimme chests that you get in between levels have much. I don't know what the numbers are, but it seems to me like they have lower percentages of getting something really good because I haven't really got anything really good. Now, one could argue that anything free is better than none, and I agree with that, right? So, a little drink of coffee here. Let's see who else is in the chat. The People's Guild says, "Are you bananas? Played one match the other day and it was a lot of fun. Those high stakes were intense." Oh, talking about the new mode. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about it on X and in Discord and stuff because there's this whole other, what do I want to say? This whole other variable that has kind of come up that nobody considered when we started playing. And I'll bring up a second variable here that I thought of as well. And the first thing is that a lot of people are talking about being the fulfillment, the competitive fulfillment in being able to knock out somebody's some really nice summoner or something like that. You come up against a really nice summoner, you know, say for instance, you come up against a Lily or one of those high end, not that Lily's really high end at this point, but one of those high end summoners, and people are expecting to beat you really handily, but you beat them for some reason. There's a competitive, it's a lot higher fulfillment, competitive fulfillment than just in a regular match. Because in this match, you know you've knocked that out for quite a while, right? So that's one variable that we hadn't really thought about that I've heard people talk about. And the second, and that kind of goes along the lines, and I'm not a hardcore PvPer on MMOs and stuff, but that's kind of the same surge of energy or whatever you want to call it, stimulus that people get off of PvP fighting in you know, knocking people out in MMOs. That's the same kind of thing right there. And the second thing I was thinking about this week was, you know, I'm wondering numbers wise, as people start in the new competitive mode, and they start going through survival mode and getting stuff knocked out, that means that, of course, a lot of people doing this are going to have a lot of extra cards, right? And that's primarily the demographic that they're trying to serve, right? But there's still going to be people that go into survival mode and try it, and then they get some of their good summoners knocked out, and they're like, "Oh, I can't use that summoner for wild or modern for the next week," or whatever it is, you know? And then how does that affect those of us who are just playing in wild or modern? Okay, my thought process is there's going to be some people that lose some cards in survival mode that shouldn't have risked those cards, and so therefore they are not as competitive in modern or wild, whichever they're playing in, right? And therefore, maybe those of us who are just like, I'm just sticking in wild, right, with my Archmage bot, maybe I have a little bit higher percentage of win rate. I don't know. I just started thinking about that this week, so let me know what you think of that thought process. Let's see, what else is going on in chat? Hero says, "Good morning. Thanks for dropping by, Hero. Well, good to see you." Wibble says, "Took all my cards off land. Interesting." I heard some people talk about it, and it's funny because I was watching an Aftersound video, and the Aftersound video title was like, "Is it even worth staking land now?" And I'm like, he must just be getting into it, because those of us who've been staking land for quite a while know that we're not making a whole lot, and it costs a lot to stake out a piece of land, you know. And I think one of the primary costs is, you know, getting the right cards to put on the land, but then also coming up with that DEC, going back to the reason why, you know, I changed my strategy a little bit on staking my land out. Yeah, I'm making a lot less on the land, from just only buying single BCX gold foil epics than max level Goldfield Commons, because you buy a max level card and you stake it, that's 50,000 DEC. You got to come right out of your pocket, you know, if you have 5 of them, right? So that's a huge cost. Whenever I went to stake my land, you know, I've got a lot of money wrapped up in DEC just staked out on land, and I only have 18 plots, right? Imagine those guys who are working, you know, 40, 50, 100 plots. That's a huge amount of DEC. So I think that's one of the reasons they were counting on it to have a much higher effect on land, or the staking of DEC requirement, a much higher effect on the price of DEC overall than I think what it is. I think it did at the first, right? And then it kind of moderated. I'm refreshing here. Everything appears to be down, you know. And if you're in the chat and you know why these spikes are occurring in DEC liquidity, let me know. I do know that the team ran out of their portion of DEC they had allotted, or you know, in savings, and have started to have to buy them off the market, which I was hoping would have a positive impact on DEC and the SPS price, you know, since they're kind of linked together. But I keep noticing these huge spikes. If you know what those are, let me know. Okay, let's see what else is going on in chat. Yeah, Wibble, let me know why you took all of your cards off land. That's interesting. Supreme Victory Studios says, good morning, Gathering the Magic. Want to chat after the stream. Oh, wow. People hooking up. Let's see here. Haro says, at Gathering the Magic, Hive engine is working again this morning. Yeah, I saw that they were having some issues with that. Gathering says, still working on my new $10 account. Yeah, I was watching that video the other day you had posted. Got lucky with my 2 epic. Yeah, that was funny. He called out 2 things he wanted, and he got them. You know, he was doing some epic draws, and he called out the 2 cards he wanted, and he flipped them over. That was pretty funny. Now building funds to get 1 of each common rare from Rebellion. Nice. Okay, let's see here. KGM Jam says, I watched your video about AI generated images of Splinterland card. Did you like that? How hard would it be for the team to add 3D battle tab choice instead of just watching the 2D battles? Well, I think that is a big topic that was brought up, you know, so when he did those, I started posting them on X. If you go on X and you're subscribed to Splinterlands topics, you're going to see those videos, short 5-second clips. And I started seeing those and I'm like, man, that's cool. Let me tell you, that video was only like, it was under 10 minutes, so like 7.5 minutes. It took me 4 hours to edit that, right? But I felt that the AI work there was so cool. And to your point, and this has kind of been one of those points that's been brought up by him posting that, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of variables we're not thinking about them working the AI animations into the game, but it would be cool to see, right? I think as a community, a people at large, we're at a point, just to kind of get philosophical with you for a minute, that everybody's trying to figure out how to use AI, how to not get fired and laid off because your company uses AI instead of you. Did I say that? Yeah, I said that. Yeah, of course, every company's going to say, no, we're not going to lay you off. We're going to use AI to enhance your workflow and take common tasks off your plate. Sure. Companies are going to lay you off as fast as possible if they can replace you with AI. But I'm getting off the topic. I think that a lot of companies, whether they're game producers or not, are probably looking at AI to figure out how it can improve their product, improve their workflow, and at the end of the day, improve their bottom line, right? So I have played games where you can clearly see that it is pretty much all AI. And to tell you the truth, I don't want to get to that point. Okay. I'm looking down because I'm doing my Atlas Earth 20-minute video. But I've played games where it was pretty much all AI art and everything, and they just didn't grab me. I don't want to get to the point where the artwork in Splinterlands is AI created. I do like the fact that maybe, to your point, that they could use AI to do animations of the artwork that they have. And integrate it into the battles somehow. Have actually the battles played out on a battlefield or what have you. That kind of thing. And some of the card games do that. I would think that would be very cool, right? But obviously, there's probably from a non-developer standpoint and a non-person, I'm not on the team. I don't know how the back end is put together. I'm sure there's a lot of variables we're not thinking about. I do agree that they're probably looking at it to see how they can pull it into their game, and it would be very cool. From my point of view, I saw that Ghostly BG did, shout out to Ghostly. I had pinged them on Discord or on X. I think it was on Discord. And they liked the idea of me putting together the video. Frankly, I thought that it would do a lot better than it did because I thought it was a very cool compilation. But there it is. It is what it is. I thought it was cool, and I would think from my perspective that they could take that, and these things are not perfect. If you use AI, if you've been dipping your toe into AI, that, most of what you get out of AI is, 70 to 80% good. The rest you have to, trim out or correct up. I've been trying to use AI trying to figure out how to make use of it here in my channel too. So, okay, let's see here. So Wibble said land DEC converted to SPS. Interesting. Yeah, I think I just did a claim last night. I keep track of my land claims. Yeah, I just did a claim last night. For those people interested, yes, I've been keeping track of everything I do with land, but I did my claim last night, and I actually did added one card to a piece of land. That's why I have 4 different claims here. But this is the SPS claim, so you can see that, and this is generally like a week. You can see that it's a week in between my claims most often. 87, 100, 130, 140, somewhere in that. So I'm earning about 140 SPS per week, kind of roundabout, on my 20 different or 18 different parcels, and they're not all doing SPS, right? I have enough generating grain to pay for everything, so I don't have to go out and buy grain. Of course, this is all going to change once 1.75 comes out. I'll just have to do some videos and show everybody. I'm sure we'll all be lost for a while there figuring out how everything works. But to Wibble's point, interesting. If you're fully behind the game, you can see that SPS is at a low. It's at 0.0066. So if you're buying in, there's no better time, no better price. Will it go down? Will it go up? Not investment advice, right? As I always say. But I was talking to my brother the other day, and I mentioned, first of all, we're past the halfway mark on Splinter Shards being created, right? So we're on the downside of Splinter Shards being created. I don't have the exact numbers. But the bulk of them have been created. Now, going forward, till that final date where they stop being created, to me, especially if we get more players in the game, it seems like they will be more rare and therefore hopefully go up in price, right? So that's the way I was looking at it, So I did buy my weekly portion, which isn't a lot, but I've been using that dollar cost averaging type mindset, buy a little bit each week. I've also bought a little bit of DEC, trying to get prepared for land 1.75 as time goes along, because DEC is also down. It spiked this week. I'm kind of wondering if that spike goes along with when the team bought a portion of DEC this last week. If you're unfamiliar, if you buy credits in game, which is a very easy way to buy, cards and stuff. But speaking of that, let me finish my statement, then I'll get off on the sidetrack. But the team has to do the conversion in the background. It's just not like magic. It's like if you're buying credits, then the team has to buy the DEC to do the conversion for you. So either way, what was I going to say? Oh, the bridge, the money bridge. It got let's look over at, where is it? It's over under proposals. And we are, let's look at past. Okay, so the approved funding for the fiat on and off ramp was approved. So hopefully it doesn't take a whole lot of work. And look at that approval rate, 97%. I think I can safely say that most of us feel that making the game easier to get into by kind of pulling down that barrier, one of the main barriers of getting into the game from a new player's perspective, especially if you're not into crypto. Even if you are in crypto, it gets a little bit cumbersome sometimes to buy crypto and change it around, But this bridge will allow people to get in and just, play with PayPal or their credit card or whatever. So I am looking forward to that. See what everybody else is saying in chat. Once again, if you're just dropping in, thanks for dropping in and chatting Splinterlands with us. We are on episode 99. That's more than 2 years worth of Saturday morning stand-ups talking about Splinterlands. I appreciate your time, as always. International Travel Channel's in the house. Guten Tag. It would be good afternoon, almost good evening over there, right? Probably good evening. Probably about dinner time for you. Thanks for dropping in. The People's Guild says, nice. I'm about to hit 450,000 K SPS. That is sweet. I am just over. I'm working on 150, right? So I almost have 140. I lost my track of where I was. Gathering says, have to head to work after the stream, lunch, then work. Tomorrow is Market Watch and update video with Dolonite on the New Player Challenge. Nice. I've been keeping up with you all doing that. I haven't done a whole lot with my new free account lately because I've been busy doing other things. But my next stop with that account is going to be doing a video on buying the actual spell book and what's entailed there, because there are a lot of things that get added with the spell book that I feel that really need to be explained to new users. So I think that's my next step there. Wibble says hello to the International Travel Channel. 450K SPS one day. Yep. Paul Taylor's in the house. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for dropping by. Skyer NJ's here. That's a new name. Thanks for dropping by. I always like to see new names. Hello. Welcome. Young Eagle 95's here. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Adi 78's here. I was playing Adi in some matches over in Immortal Creed yesterday. Immortal Creed's got a, what do I want to say? A challenge, like a tournament going on right now. I need to go back there and do some tournament play today. Gathering says, love PG's chat with Stever. You haven't listened to it. Would recommend it. I saw that go up and I have not listened to it yet. I used to listen to Stever's videos a lot, and I haven't listened to any of his videos lately. I need to jump back over there. Gathering goes on to say, very surprised how many summoners are still on the market. Thought it would be wiped out by now. Maybe soon? Well, let's check. Let's look at the summoners. Well, let's look over on Peak D. Go to the card market and switch over to summoners. So, you know what? I've used Mother Kayla for quite a while, and I think she's a good summoner. $7. Oh, that's 60 BCX. That's a level 6. Okay, so a level 1's like 23 cents. That's a good standard summoner. General Sloan, cheapest one. What's 1 BCX going for? 12 cents, 13 cents. Yeah, I think you can still pick up if you want to jump in and dive into the new mode of play. If you want to dive into survival, for some reason I keep forgetting that name. I think you can still pick up some generally good cards. I never got into using Wizard of Eastwood, -2 armor. I have used Mother Kayla quite a while. Obviously, Obsidian is a beast. Love that. You can still get 1 BCX for 14, but it'll be interesting for those who have played the mode. Let me know. One of the variables, the questions we had in our mind is how are 1 BCX hands going to fare? Is that something that will work later on in the season? I don't know. So they do have a fair amount of obviously Chaos Legion summoners left for 14, 15. Let's see, what is the trick will be. Wow, look how expensive his. I was looking for Kelia here. That's probably the highest regular Chaos Legion summoner. So Kelia is 25 cents for 1 BCX. Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, buying them, you'd have to know you're specifically buying them for survival mode because they're getting ready to roll out of modern. Also, it depends upon what your strategy is, depending upon what proves to be successful playing in survival mode. Maybe 1 BCX don't turn out to be successful, so maybe you have to buy, silver level or gold level to be moderately successful in survival. I don't know. Time will tell. Gathering says, really want a 24-hour rotating reward card in the shop to be able to save up glint for. Yeah, we've talked about that before, and I like the idea of them switching things in and out. They haven't switched anything in and out lately. All the exclusive titles are sold out. Everything else has been here for quite a while. The gold foils were the last thing they popped on here. We've talked about, and even at the beginning, they talked about that, but they haven't talked about it lately, right? It would be nice to see some stuff switched in to the reward shop, especially as we hit this critical point where a lot of the players who have been playing end up maxing out their reward cards. Then what, right? So what do? We got all these maxed out. What do? We start working on our gold foils, save up our glint, and just buy, max out, use merits, or buy more energy and play more to win more. I don't know. Everybody's got a slightly different opinion about that, but I do like the idea of having a exclusive card, and it goes on the shop for, I don't know, a month, whatever, and then it cycles out. And then if you got it, good. If not, oh well. Okay, let's see what everybody else is saying in chat. People's Guild says, cheers, Gathering Magic. Stevers, our boy. Gathering says, very surprised how many oh, I fell back in chat for some reason. Young Eagle 95 says, there's a lot out there, Gathering the Magic. The demand doesn't match supply. Need to hope we get an influx with the marketing. Level Up Life is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. As always, appreciate it. I have 4.5 million DEC staked on land. I have not added up what I have on mine. You probably have more than me, but I still do have a significant amount. Land Baron in the house. Level Up Life. Splinter cards, DEC data is so bad that it's dangerous to reference it. Oh, really? Really? There's not too much that I have access to that I know about other than that one. So that's interesting. That's the first person I've heard that said that Splinter cards data is inaccurate. But thanks for letting me know. Okay, so here's the question. What's a better site to use? Young Eagle says, I have one plot. It's a keep. Oh, nice. If you're going to have one plot, having a keeper castle is what you want, right? So honestly, I can't complain. It's really self-sufficient. Nice. I don't have any plots or castles. Quite expensive. Banana says, yeah, I'm considering taking all cards and DEC off land for survival mode. Interesting. For those of you playing survival mode, let me know what you're making off of it. Let's look at survival mode. I think we can go in and... Wasn't there somewhere where we could see... Okay, we got top battles. We got leaderboard here. Nobody's in silver. Obviously, this is the first season, so everybody's going to be in bronze. Of course, Vugtus is number 1. Clove is in 2nd. Tofu, Brave Tofu, is in 3rd. Rents is in 4th, and Kazrak is in 5th. So I'm wondering, and this is interesting. This is indicating an end-of-season glint bonus for your reward. But I thought they said this week that there was going to be no glint given out. I thought it was all SPS. So this is what kind of put a question mark in my head. So what I'm wondering is, if you are winning these matches, how is it, how much are you getting, and are you finding that it's worth it compared to, you know, playing in Wild and Modern? All right. Level Up Live says, I manually calculated the market pool DEC last week and estimate it to be around 600 million. But the Splinter Cards website is currently reporting at 268 million. Interesting. Banana says, AI is getting more advanced just every day. That's the exciting and slightly scary part. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. First of all, we've seen so many movies over the years that would tell us to be very wary about AI. I've been diving in and taking a lot of training. I'm a Salesforce admin, so I've been boning up and getting certifications on the Salesforce side as far as AI goes under that infrastructure. But I've been using it on the side, you know, the various tools. You know, I've been trying to make my channel better and trying to find a way to incorporate it to make my maybe my video flow a little bit easier, my video editing, using it in various pieces of artwork and stuff like that. And, you know, I think it's cool, but I do agree that one of the primary training points, if you get into training on AI, is the point of trying to be very safe and equal in the usage of AI so that bad things don't happen, really, right? So, or people don't get infringed upon. But me, as an old graybeard, I know exactly what companies are going to do with this, and you can look at the numbers of them. The companies are going to use the AI to, and it's already happening, to reduce the reduce their bottom, or improve their bottom line. So reduce their manual workforce and use it to get a lot smoother, make more money. That's what companies are about, right? So. Okay, without getting too far into the woods there. People's Guild says, congrats on number 9. Well, thank you. I had to go back and count the episodes. So next week will be 100. So we'll have to do something cool, I guess. Let's see here. Gathering says, has it been almost 2 years already? Yeah, it's been more than 2 years, and been hitting pretty much 98% of all the Saturdays, maybe 99%. Tom King is here, loving the moo. Hey, Tom. I am in Tom's guild. If we go over to the guild, In fact, I have to do my brawls today, so I've got those sitting there ready to do. So Tom's the top of our guild. So welcome to the chat. Thanks for dropping by. The People's Guild says, haven't seen Skyrim NJ in ages. The name is new to me, so thanks for dropping by. I always love to see new names in the crowd. Gathering says, no high-level Kelia to rent. Let's go over to the rental. Oh, that's set rentals, card rentals. And summoners. Let's hit water. They are, well, there's some to rent, but they're relatively expensive. 16 and a half per day. And that's another topic, right? How the new where you can only rent for a full season. That's going to change things up too. So Banana says, I come across a lot of max level summoners in survival, but every player started at 0. I think there will be room for lower level summoners in time as whales move up in rank. Yeah, I was just considering that because, you know, I had gone over to survival. Obviously there's nobody in the upper levels because we're in the first season, right? And they had said that, let's go to the leaderboard. They had said that, you know, I'm interested in finding out, you know, you're dictated by where you start the season out, right? So everybody's starting out in bronze, and obviously I assume that a lot of people will move up to silver, and some people will move up to gold, and then the amount of players in each higher and higher level will be, you know, different. So we can see that Vuctus has moved up into gold. Next season he'll be in gold, right? Clove will be in silver, and the majority of everybody else looks like they're going to be down to level 11 will be in silver thus far, right? And obviously we're not too far into the first season. But yeah, your point is that, yeah, I mean, it might follow the standard progression just like in regular play, right? That as you level up, there will be fewer and fewer 1 BCX. So you have to decide, is it going to be worth it, you know? Banana says, I'm not making much in survival mode. Unfortunately, I'm in 6th place. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of working your way up over the seasons. And I'm assuming that, you know, you work your way up in levels, you're just going to make more. So those people who put more money into cards and have more cards like, you know, Vuctus and Clove, they'll be fighting up here in Champ and, and Diamond. And making a lot more than everybody is in bronze. But, you know, you got to start out somewhere, right? Gathering Magic says now there are some as far as summoners to rent. And that would be interesting. The idea behind, would it be worth it to rent summoners and other cards for that matter to play in survival? And I think the biggest point is I have nothing against survival. I think that they needed something to kind of throw at people to have people buy more cards, obviously, to pull up the slack of number of cards. And for those people who have bought a lot of cards over the years, right? And I've said this a few times. I'm not necessarily worried about it. I probably won't participate much, if any. But what I'm really looking at is I don't want survival mode, when it inevitably rolls over to be funded by the DAO, to affect the pools that Modern and Wild pull out of. I don't want that to happen. Does it matter what I want? No. I'm just a little guppy in the pond, right? But I think that a lot of people would probably be on this with my same opinion. I don't want, for instance, you've got Modern and Wild. They'd have to figure out where that survival pool is going to come from, right? Is it also going to come from an equal size pool? Is that going to come out of the SPS DAO? Do we have the SPS to fund it, right? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this, but I don't want these two main Modern and Wild pools to be further, you know, some taken out of each pool to fund survival, and therefore what we're making in modern and wild to come down by, you know, what, 30% or whatever it is. Supreme Victory Studios says, I'm not interested in running cards for an entire season. Yeah, that was an interesting discussion everybody had. I'm surprised with the what happened with that. I voted against it. I do know that, let's go back to ranked play. I do know that there was a lot of pros and cons to it, but we'll see how that goes, right? Why is this not loading? Yeah, it's not loading. Oh well. Let's go back to wild, see what my bot's up to. Oh, just one. Let's see what I'm pulling in right now. 4.3 SPS and about just under 800 glint. I do have just under 500,000 glint to spend. We'll see what I do. But like I said, I am going to do that. Hopefully get the 100 pack opening going this week with the guild packs. Let's see here. Gathering says, so sometime this month, LAN 1.75 sounds like it is heading to testing soon. Yeah, I would hope it's already under testing, but they said that they were going to drop it for people to look at, you know, after it. Obviously they have to make sure all the numbers are working in the background. I was looking at the plots that were for sale earlier. Hey, let's do a drawing. Everybody in the chat, if you'd like to get your name in the drawing for 100 SPS, put hashtag SPS to the moon. Just mainly because I ran out of things to talk about. So if you got something you want to talk about, drop it in the chat. Hashtag SPS to the moon if you want to get your name in this drawing for 100 SPS. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Appreciate it. As I said earlier, number 99 for this show, which is quite an achievement for me. So we got Gathering. First name on the list. Crypto Beaver. Skyer NJ. King Cobra. New name. I didn't see King Cobra say anything in chat. Welcome. Bananas is here. Brandon Dove. Super Muffin. International Travel Channel. So hashtag SPS to the moon if you want to get your name in on the drawing to win 100 SPS. Skyer NJ says, pumped about nodes going online. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about getting myself a node up and running. I'm not thinking about buying a license due to the money involved, but my brother got his up and running this week. We've been discussing it back and forth once in a while. There's a few issues there along the line. So he bought a license early on. He was one of those early supporters. So let's see here. Tom King, Loving Moose, has got my SPS validator up and running. Nice. I do. I like the whole technical part of it as far as getting being able to support the game, the SPS chain in a decentralized manner, which hasn't been the case all the way up till this week, right? KGM Jam. Okay, let me see. If you want to, if you don't see your name on the list, okay, Supreme. Haha, Tails is in the house. Welcome. Got in time, got on just in time to get your name in the drawing. Okay, Daniel Clayson's in the house. Welcome. What does hashtag Club Harpin mean? I don't know what that means. Gathering says, I don't know what Clab Harpin means, Daniel. I don't know. Gathering the Magic says, how much, what level are you planning on getting your Conclave Arcana deck to? That's interesting because I think we're in a situation now where the costs involved, we're back to the point where not everybody is going to be able to max out their decks. Oh, well, what I asked for is hashtag SPS to the moon, but I'll put your name in here. Okay, here we go. Dan's was the last name on the list, so let's go. Spin that wheel. And then we can go back to talking about the new Conclave Arcana. And it goes to Supreme Victory Studios. Congratulations. Looking for my notepad here. Supreme Victory Studios, is that your Hive name, please? Please drop your Hive name, whatever your Splinterlands name is, in chat so I can send you over some SPS. And back on the, yeah, I'd be interesting what everybody's opinion is on how they're going to approach their new modern deck, as it were, when you buy your Conclave Arcana. Eye Blast, okay. Oh, we've got a match here. This is one of the cards that I did go ahead and max out. One of the newer cards, Rebellion cards, Chaos Animator. Let's see who won. I won. So I got 3.5 SPS and a little bit under 700 glint. So nice. Okay, let's go back over to SPS and let's transfer to Eye Blast. 100 SPS. Thanks for dropping by on a weekly basis. Appreciate it. So we're getting towards the bottom of the hour. I think the last subject we can talk about now is what everybody's thinking about the new set. Are you saving up money? Are you going to buy a bunch of packs? How are you feeling about that? I think my main point there was we were in a situation for a long time where it was easy with Chaos Legion being relatively cheap to have a lot of your deck maxed out. Now, I don't have a full Chaos Legion max deck. I'm sure there's some people that do have it here. But I had all my, all the popular cards, all the cards I used a lot maxed out, and it was relatively cheap. Now, in Rebellion, we had a low sales rate of packs. And so if you go on the market now, there are low amounts of BCX for sale. So if you wanted to max out cards, some cards you're not going to be able to max out. Now, I'm assuming that the same thing will be true for the new set, right? So your point is a good point, okay? The point is not everybody is going to buy, we're back into a situation where it's a very valid thing to say, hey, I'll buy some packs. We were in a lot of, for a long time. I still think buying singles is a valid strategy, but if you buy a Rebellion pack, there's a good chance that you're going to pull more than what that pack costs, right? And I think the same thing's going to ring true with the new packs. So you go in, you buy some packs, and you're going to try to level up your cards. You're going to have to pull from the singles market to level each card up, right? But I think there's two good points there. That buying packs right up front is now a very valid strategy, which is what they want, right? The company, they make money off selling cards. It's just like Pokemon, just like Magic the Gathering. That's the way the company makes money. They make money off of people buying new packs. So we're back in a situation where buying packs is a good thing, right? Because people, you're not going to buy a pack for $4 and then expect like 50 cents worth of cards out of them, right? You're going to buy a pack, and in most situations, you're going to get, at least 75% of your value back and or more. It's going to be harder to level up your cards, and therefore not everybody, in fact, I would argue that most people are not going to have max level decks. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people on the top end that have the max level decks. They're going to go all in, buy a lot of packs and be able to max that out. But we're going to have lower amount of liquidity on the market to choose from. So, my point is, I could see myself playing, if I go into Modern, I could see myself fielding silver level to gold level of the new packs. But like I said, I'm going to be in Modern, or I'm going to be in Wild, rather, because I like the value that... I know I'm making less than in Modern, okay? But I don't like the fact of, you buy cards and then you're able to use them in Modern for a certain amount of time. And then they kind of lose value over time, and then you're playing in Wild and you're making less. Interesting though, in that I think the numbers for Wild players, people buying the Wild Pass, have went down. So that's interesting as well. But I can still see myself in Wild. But we're all card players, right? So we all like to open packs. So I could see myself buying a bunch of packs. Now, everybody's definition of a bunch of packs is different. My definition of a bunch of packs is like 50 or 100, right? People on top end be buying thousands of packs, So let's see what everybody's saying so we can finish this chat out. Banana says it's fitting that someone with victory in their name should win. Merlin's Matrix is here. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Skyr NJ said also, only noticed today, not much SPS left to be distributed. Yeah, like I said, we're on the back end. I believe it was in the last last fall sometime, we passed that halfway point of the amount of SPS being minted, right? So logic would tell me, and obviously a lot of this is not investment advice. Logic would tell me as we get closer and closer to that end date of SPS being minted, and obviously if more people come into the game, that helps the numbers out, right? But once we hit that point of no more SPS being minted, then what happens? We get a decent amount of people. I don't like to forecast that, but to me, logically speaking, if we increase our numbers just a little bit, we get closer to the end of SPS being minted, then the price would go up, right? So that's just me thinking, though. Banana says it's hard to imagine where I'll get the money for CA in a few months. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm leaning towards survival mode. I might not need too many of the new cards. Well, it'll be interesting. Let me know after you've played for a few weeks how you're feeling about it and how it's going. Obviously, if things need changed, this is all a work in motion, right? And one thing is they've been paying attention to what people have been saying. Some things get changed, some things don't, some things require a DAO vote. That's what one of the reasons I find this game so interesting is that this is a next generation gaming, in that they're doing a lot of things in this game that nobody else has done in other games, right? So, and they've been doing it for years, so. Skyr NJ says, how much is a DL full deck? $700? I don't know. Chaos Legion? I don't know. I would imagine you could get a full max level Chaos Legion deck for $700. Gathering says, I'm saving up all I can get for Conclave. I want as many packs as I can get. What I did with Rebellion is I basically bought 50 packs and then I staked them. And I'll probably buy 50 packs and stake them, maybe 100. I don't know. Depends upon the pricing. We've all talked about the pricings. I do like the fact that they're going to have different types of packs you can choose from. So I can see myself maxing out my commons and rares first of all with the cheaper packs, and then going in a little bit on the legendary packs and buying a few of those. I like that whole idea, right? So it gives you some options, right? Gathering says, I'm thinking the $4 packs will sell much better than Rebellion, maybe even if it will sell out. Bolts 85's in the house. My apologies, Mr. Dragon. I showed up late today. Yeah, I saw you had left a note earlier. I understand. We all have life going on. You got to, prioritize. I appreciate you dropping by, though. Bolts, just for you, this is the original energy drink, cafe, coffee, whatever you call it in your part of the world. I have a Philips coffee maker that fresh grinds the coffee, and you can make espresso or whatever out of it. Love it. It is hard. I don't want to say hard. It takes a lot of maintenance to keep it clean on a weekly basis, but it makes a great cup of coffee. Volt85 says, have a great day, fellas. Yes, you as well, because we are coming to the bottom of the hour here. Gathering says, you didn't have your morning energy drink yet, Bolts. Need to pop a few. Watch out. Watch your heart with those too many energy drinks. Okay, bottom of the hour. Thanks, everybody, for dropping by. I hope you have a great day and a great week in Splinterlands. Please keep stopping by my channel. I'm trying to alternate. The two main topics I'm doing is Splinterlands and Atlas Earth. I have a new Atlas Earth live stream if you're interested in that on Sundays. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you in Splinterlands.